People hear the term no-kill shelters and they think it's a wonderful place to leave unwanted animals. They will live out the rest of their lives with other animals to interact with as well as humans, and their needs taken care of, just as well as their original owner did. This could not be further from the truth. Animals that live in no-kill shelters often live a life of pain. No-kill shelters are usually at full capacity. This results in turning animals away and living in cramped conditions, with not enough workers to give all the animals the attention that they need, and not enough money to treat developing medical problems. Animals that are turned away usually are set free or killed by owners, or taken to no-kill shelters due to not wanting them. Housing is a very big issue. There are too many animals being received. The death rate is another big factor too because there's not enough space. Euthanasia of animals, which is caused to make space to take the ill away. Housing in no-kill shelters is very limited because of how many animals are received and not getting adopted. 30 million animals can live in cages for a month to several years. There are over 230 no-kill shelters. 70% of them have unwanted dogs. This is due to them being old, not enough room, and being ill. Shelters won't take animals that have medical issues because they're harder to adopt now. Most shelters don't have enough money to give medicine to the animals that need their treatment. Animals that are in these shelters often become withdrawn from humans, depressed, anxious, or aggressive. Animals often improperly fed and housed. They often are living in their own feces and they can't get away from it. There is another issue that some animals are turned away from shelters that will die of a cruel death. They will most likely die of starvation. Most of the animals that are adopted don't go to good families. They often get abused by their new owners. These new owners will buy animals for cheap off of Craigslist and use them as fighting or bait dogs. Dogs can be used for fighting, which happens. Another problem occurs with people adopting from no-kill shelters. They will adopt too many animals because they feel bad. This results in hoarding animals in basements, garages, sheds, and barns. Death rates are increasing among no-kill shelters. Over 1 million animals are dying in these shelters. The death rate is growing among us by the year. 1,600 dogs' bodies were found in a no-kill shelter. They will kill animals to make more room. Dogs are the first to be killed because there's so many of them. They will gas them, starve them, and drown them. These are many ways that no-kill shelters often kill unwanted or old animals. 1,200 cat bodies were found. In 1870, New York City was overpopulated with dogs. They would put 100 of the dogs in iron cages and submerge them into the water until they all drowned. This was done until the population was brought to a controlled number. It shows nothing has changed from 1870 to 2015. In fact, the euthanasia rate has been increased. In 1980, activist Ed Dunlin wrote an essay on how he felt about the death rate of animals, which was called In the Name of Mercy. This essay shows his view on the number of animals being killed inhumanely. He wanted people to see that these shelters aren't what they are made out to be. These are some of the places over time that have impacted the lives of many animals. Philadelphia City Refuge for the Lost and Suffering Animals in 1874, they favored adoption but were more than okay with putting perfectly healthy, well-behaved animals to sleep. In the 19th century, gas chambers were used to kill large numbers of unwanted animals. This killed more animals than drowning them. Most shelters will only euthanize terminally ill or considered dangerous to the public. This does not justify the number of animals getting killed that are perfectly healthy. This was done as a result of too many animals in no-kill shelters. They thought it was for the best.
No-kill shelters have a lot more wrongs than rights. The public often doesn't want them to see the evil because they hear no-kill and think it's exactly what it is. They don't want them to know the real truth about this. From the death rates to the housing, there are a lot more underlying problems that are not shown to the public eye. The following issues were all found in no-kill shelters. November of 2014 in Las Vegas, Nevada, police discovered the Southern Nevada Bully Breed Rescue was holding animals in small cages that were stacked on top of one another in dark rooms. The dogs often were in their cages for more than 20 hours a day. They didn't have much human contact and were standing in their own feces. November of 2014 in Articola, California, a couple had obtained dogs from a local shelter. They obtained over 100 dogs. Several of the dogs were emaciated, had intestinal parasites, mange, heartworms, and upper respiratory infections. A couple of the dogs had infections in their paws due to standing in their own urine and feces. March of 2014, Little Orange, New Jersey, 300 animals were found on the property. Most of them were dead. 99% of the 300 were dead birds. February of 2014 in Isla, South Carolina, over 119 dogs were removed from the property. October of 2014, Belton, South Carolina, the operator of Jay's Kitten Cottage Rescue was misusing $1,100 that they were using for personal expenses. This caused them to neglect the needs of animals who needed medicine and medical attention. In June of 2014, the same place the police removed 69 cats and 37 of them were dead. In July of 2014, Wolf City, Texas, police removed over 222 animals from the Frank Brigade Memorial Shelter. The owner was cruelly confining the animals. They neglected to give animals medical attention that they needed. 2 kittens, 1 cat, and a puppy were found dead. The other animals had open wounds, eye and nasal discharge, and hair loss, open surgery incisions, traumatic hair tick infestation, long nails, and missing eyes, and underweight. How much good are all these no-kill shelters doing?